Chosen one. Trust is a profound gift, one that carries more weight than even love itself. While love is often celebrated as the ultimate connection, trust is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Trust goes deeper. It is the quiet strength in knowing that someone can see the most vulnerable parts of your soul and yet still stand beside you. It is not a fleeting emotion. It is a spiritual gift, a bond that transcends the surface and enters into the very core of your being. Trust is sacred, not just between humans, but also between you and God. God doesn't just love His chosen ones, He trusts them. This divine trust is far greater than anything the world can offer. He entrusts you with His most precious assignments, tasks that may not always be understood by others, but are part of His greater plan for you. This trust is not something to be taken lightly. It is not a gift that is given freely to all, but one that is earned through your faithfulness, resilience, and obedience. It is a sacred responsibility, one that requires you to walk a path that others may not comprehend, but which you are uniquely chosen to follow. The trials you have faced were not meant to break you, chosen one. They were never about punishment or abandonment. Instead, these struggles have been preparing you for something sacred, something beyond your understanding. Each hardship has shaped you, strengthened you, and refined your spirit to carry the weight of divine trust. Through the struggles, you have been built up, not torn down, and now you are ready to step into the sacred purpose that God has entrusted to you. Your journey is one of divine preparation, and the time for you to fulfill your purpose is now. Chosen one, as you continue on your journey, there is something you must understand about the divine nature of trust. While love is vast and encompassing, trust is something even deeper, something that goes beyond emotions and surface connections. Love embraces us in our weaknesses and vulnerabilities, offering comfort, grace, and acceptance. But trust, true trust, is a spiritual gift of another magnitude. It is not simply about being loved by God. It's about being entrusted with His most sacred responsibilities, assignments, and purposes. Love surrounds us like a warm embrace, drawing us into its folds, lifting us when we fall, and reminding us of our worth. It is unconditional and ever-present, filling our hearts with peace. But trust goes beyond the realm of love. Trust is not a passive feeling. It is an active choice, a divine responsibility. To be trusted by God is to be placed in positions of sacred responsibility, positions that others may not understand, but that have a deep, eternal significance in God's plan. Trust is the acknowledgement that God sees in you the strength, resilience, and character necessary to bear the weight of what He has entrusted you with. Trust is earned, and it is earned through faithfulness, patience, and endurance. While love is unconditional and freely given, trust is something that is built through consistent action, steadfastness, and obedience. Love may be given to all of God's children, but trust is reserved for those who have proven themselves through the trials of life, those who have faced hardship and yet remained faithful to His calling. It involves stepping into positions of great responsibility where the challenges you face may be invisible to others, but are known deeply to God. These challenges test your faith, your character, and your ability to hold the weight of divine purpose. To be entrusted by God with challenges and burdens is not a punishment, but a form of spiritual honor. It is a recognition from God that you are capable of carrying His purpose in ways that others may not see or understand. The struggles you face are not meaningless. They are part of the divine assignment He has placed on your life. Each burden, each trial, and each moment of hardship is a step toward fulfilling the sacred responsibility He has given you. It is through enduring these struggles, through standing firm in the face of adversity, that you grow in strength, in wisdom, and in grace. The responsibility of trust is heavy. It is not simply about enduring hardship, it is about standing firm in the midst of it. God has chosen you for a purpose, and this purpose is not always easy. The road ahead may be filled with obstacles, challenges, and times of uncertainty. Yet, the trust He has placed in you is not to be taken lightly. It is a call to rise above your circumstances, to carry the burdens He has entrusted to you, and to use them to fulfill His will in the world. You may feel overwhelmed at times by the weight of this responsibility, but remember that God does not give us more than we can bear. Every challenge He places before you is a test of your faith, your resilience, and your character. It is a chance for you to grow into the person He has called you to be. While the burdens may seem heavy, they are meant to shape you, to refine your spirit, and to prepare you for the greater purpose that lies ahead. Being entrusted with God's trust is not just about enduring life's hardships. It is about finding purpose in those challenges. It is about standing firm in your belief that you are capable of overcoming the obstacles that stand in your way. God trusts you because He knows you have the strength to carry His purpose, even when it feels like you are walking alone. It is in these moments of struggle that your faith is tested, and it is through your faithfulness that you prove you are worthy of the trust He has placed in you. The responsibility of trust is not one that can be shared with everyone. It is a calling given to those who have proven their resilience, who have walked through the fire and come out stronger. Trusting you with His purpose is not just about asking you to endure. It is about empowering you to fulfill your destiny. God sees the strength within you that others may not see, and it is that strength that He relies on to accomplish His will. At times, you may feel like you are carrying burdens that no one else can understand. You may wonder why certain challenges seem to fall upon you, while others seem to walk through life with ease. But remember, you have been chosen for this purpose. The burdens you carry are not a sign of weakness, but a sign of God's trust in your ability to rise above them. You are capable of handling these challenges, not because you are perfect, but because God has placed His trust in you. This trust is what will sustain you in the moments when the journey seems too difficult to bear. As you face the trials ahead, remember that the weight of divine trust is not a burden meant to crush you, but a responsibility meant to elevate you. Every step you take in faith, every time you endure with patience, and every time you choose to stand firm in God's purpose, you are proving your worthiness of the trust He has placed in you. This is the essence of spiritual growth, to carry the weight of His trust with grace, knowing that through it, you are becoming more of the person He has called you to be. God's trust is deeper than love. While love surrounds you, trust strengthens you. It is a foundation that supports you in times of hardship, guiding you through the storms and teaching you how to weather them. The trials and burdens you face are not random. They are part of a divine plan, a plan that has been unfolding for your benefit and the benefit of those around you. You were chosen for this, chosen one. And it is through your endurance, your faith, and your resilience that you will fulfill the purpose God has placed before you. The path may not always be clear, and the road may be difficult, but God's trust in you is unwavering. As you walk forward in faith, you will see how every challenge, every moment of doubt, and every obstacle you overcome has been part of the preparation for your greater purpose. Trust in yourself, trust in God's guidance, and know that you are walking the path He has set for you, one that will lead to transformation, fulfillment, and divine purpose. The responsibility of trust is not a burden, but a privilege. It is a privilege to be chosen by God to carry His purpose, to be the vessel through which His love and wisdom flow. And as you continue to walk in His trust, you will see how each challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, how each struggle is a step toward your destiny, and how the divine trust He has placed in you will lead you to the life He has prepared for you. Trust in Him, for He has chosen you for this journey, and you are more than capable of fulfilling the divine purpose He has set before you. Chosen one, as you reflect on the path you have walked, it becomes clear that there have been seasons in your life filled with silence, pain, and unspoken struggles. These moments, often filled with uncertainty and loneliness, may have left you feeling as though God was distant, or as though you were forgotten. You may have wondered why your prayers seemed unheard, why the longing in your heart went unmet. or why you had to endure hardships in the quiet of your own soul. Yet the truth is that these seasons of silence and pain were not periods of punishment, but times of divine preparation. In the silence, God was at work in ways you could not always perceive. While the world moved on and life continued, you may have felt as though nothing was changing, as though you were trapped in an endless cycle of waiting. But in those quiet moments, when it seemed like nothing was happening, God was preparing you for what was to come. The silence wasn't empty, it was filled with divine purpose. God used these times to refine you, to build your resilience, and to prepare you for the weight of your calling. Endurance without recognition is a hallmark of the chosen ones. You carried burdens that, at times, felt too heavy to bear. Pain, loss, grief. These are the moments that, for many, go unnoticed by the world. People may not have understood the depth of your suffering, the nights of tears that no one saw, or the weight of your heartache. In your loneliness, you may have wondered if anyone understood, if anyone saw the pain you carried so quietly. But God saw it all, every silent prayer, every quiet cry, every moment of endurance. He saw it. And He was with you in those moments, even when it felt like you were alone. Your endurance was not in vain. It was shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the incredible task ahead. The world might not have recognized your struggle, but God did. His hand was upon you, guiding you through the darkness and strengthening your spirit. It is in the silence and the pain that the chosen ones are refined, for these are the times when true character is forged. You were being prepared not just to survive, but to thrive, not just to endure, but to rise stronger than before. Maturing through suffering is a spiritual process that often goes unnoticed in the world. The growth that takes place in the soul during seasons of hardship is quiet but profound. Through the pain, you learned patience, humility, and grace. You learned how to hold on to your faith even when the path was unclear. You learned how to keep moving forward, one step at a time, even when it seemed like the road was long and uncertain. It is in this endurance that the chosen ones grow into the individuals they are meant to become. The pain you endured has shaped you into someone who can carry out divine tasks with grace and strength. Every trial, every moment of suffering has contributed to the person you are today. You are not the same as you were before the pain. You have been refined and strengthened, ready to face the challenges ahead with a resilience that only comes from having endured hardship. The growth you've experienced is not just about survival. It is about becoming who God created you to be. Now, as you look back on the suffering, you can see that it was never about punishment. It was about preparation. God has a divine purpose for you, and every challenge you faced was part of His plan to equip you for the task ahead. The pain, the loneliness, and the waiting were all part of His design to shape you, mold you, and prepare you to step fully into your calling. You were entrusted with a purpose greater than yourself, one that required strength, resilience, and grace. These qualities were built in the quiet moments, in the seasons when the world could not see the work being done inside you. You were given spiritual assignments that others could not understand, tasks that seemed impossible, burdens that felt too heavy to carry. But God knew you were capable of bearing them, and He trusted you to carry these responsibilities without breaking. Being entrusted with such assignments is a sacred responsibility. These tasks, though disguised as burdens, are actually the means through which God shapes His chosen ones. They are not meant to break you, but to build you. The challenges you've faced are not random. They are divine appointments, carefully placed along your path to prepare you for something greater. You have been entrusted with the impossible because God has seen your strength, and He knows that you are the one who can carry the weight. The strength that you carry, though invisible to many, is immense. It is not strength that comes from your own power, but from God's divine guidance and the lessons He has taught you through every trial. It is an unseen strength, one that is forged in the fire of adversity and refined in the silence. It is the kind of strength that is not shown in moments of ease, but in the moments when you keep going despite the pain, when you stand firm in your faith despite the odds, and when you continue to walk forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. This strength has been built in you over time, and it is the foundation upon which your calling will be built. You were made for this weight, chosen one. The burdens you have carried have not been in vain. They have prepared you for the incredible purpose that lies ahead. You have proven through your endurance that you are capable of handling the responsibility that God has placed on your shoulders. The trials were never meant to break you. They were meant to prepare you for the greater tasks God has for you. The role of suffering in preparation is one that many do not fully understand. When the world looks at you, they may not see the work that has been done in the silence. They may not see the strength you've gained from every tear you've shed, from every moment of doubt that you've overcome, and from every prayer that seemed unanswered. But God sees it all, and He knows that you are ready for what lies ahead. Through suffering, you have been prepared for greatness. The trials were not just about enduring pain. They were about shaping you into a person who could fulfill the divine calling on your life. The struggles, the moments of uncertainty, and the pain were not obstacles to your purpose. They were stepping stones. God used them to build you, to prepare you, and to strengthen you so that you could carry out His will with grace and strength. As you move forward, chosen one, remember that you are not defined by the struggles you've faced, but by the strength you've gained from them. The endurance you've developed, the resilience you've cultivated, and the faith you've deepened are all part of what makes you capable of fulfilling the divine purpose God has for you. You are strong not because you haven't suffered, but because you have learned how to rise above it. You have been entrusted with tasks that others could not bear, not because you are special, but because God sees the strength within you. He knows that you are capable of carrying the weight of the divine assignments He has given you. The challenges you've faced have prepared you to step into your calling fully, and the unseen strength that God has built in you will guide you as you move forward in faith. Your journey, though filled with pain, has been one of preparation. Every trial, every burden, and every moment of hardship has been a part of God's plan to shape you into the person you are meant to be. Trust that, as you continue to walk in His purpose, He will continue to guide you, strengthen you, and equip you for the tasks ahead. The suffering was never the end of your story. It was the beginning of something greater. And as you step into your calling, you will see how everything you've endured has led you to this moment of divine purpose and fulfillment. Chosen one, as you walk this path, there comes a moment when the trust God has placed in you becomes evident. Not through the applause of the world, not through the recognition or status that society often esteems, but through the endurance of hardship, through standing firm in your faith when the world seems silent. It is easy to think of trust as something that is recognized by others, but the divine trust that God places in His chosen ones is not always immediately visible to the outside world. It becomes evident not through success or fame, but through your ability to endure the toughest of times without losing your faith. The true test of trust is not in moments of ease, but in times of trial. When faced with struggles, when life pushes you to your breaking point, it is your endurance that reveals the depth of God's trust in you. The strength you display when you are at your lowest, when the world may not even see your silent battles, is a testament to the trust God has placed in your spirit. You may not have been recognized for every quiet step of faith you've taken, but each moment of patience, each prayer said in the quiet hours, each act of faithfulness in the face of adversity has not gone unnoticed by heaven. These quiet acts of faithfulness, the small, often unseen moments, are where true strength is built. The world may not acknowledge the times you've prayed when no one was looking, or the times you've continued to hope when the circumstances seemed impossible. But in the eyes of God, these moments are of immense value. They are more precious than any public recognition, more enduring than any earthly glory. It is in these quiet, hidden acts that the foundation for your future is built.
God sees every prayer, every quiet moment of trust,
And every act of faithfulness that you offer. And these moments are building something far greater than you can see. God's reward for your faithfulness does not come in the form of earthly glory. The world often rewards outward success, public recognition, and status, but the reward that God offers is different. His reward is found in the quiet strength that He has built in you. It is found in the resilience that allows you to continue moving forward when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, and when it seems like all hope is lost. The true reward is the ability to withstand life's greatest trials with grace and faith, and to continue walking the path that God has set before you, even when the road is rough and the way is unclear. The divine trust that God has placed in you does not require worldly recognition or earthly success. It requires something deeper, an unwavering commitment to walk in faith, even when the journey is difficult. It is in your endurance, your quiet faithfulness, that God's trust is revealed. And while the world may not see this as a reward, God knows that the strength He has built in you through every hardship is the true prize. As time passes and you continue to walk in faith, there will come a shift. This shift will be profound, and it will change how you view the burdens you've carried. There will come a moment when you realize that everything you've been through, the pain, the hardship, the loneliness, was not in vain. You will begin to understand that these struggles were not just meant to break you, but to prepare you for something greater. The weight you've carried was never just about survival. It was about preparation for the divine calling that was waiting for you. This realization is the turning point. You will see that everything you've gone through has been part of God's divine plan to shape you for the future. The burdens you've carried were not meant to crush you. They were meant to refine you, to build you into the person who is capable of carrying out the calling God has placed on your life. You will begin to see that your strength, your resilience, and your faith were the very qualities that God was cultivating in you to equip you for what is to come. And as this shift occurs, you will no longer see your journey as one of merely survival. The weight of your struggles will no longer feel like a burden, but as preparation for your purpose. You will begin to step into the calling that God has placed before you with greater clarity and confidence. The burden becomes less about enduring and more about fulfilling the purpose God has entrusted to you. The shift from survival to purpose is a divine transfer, where you begin to see that you were never meant to simply endure life. You were meant to thrive, to grow, and to walk in the fullness of your calling. This is the moment when you realize that you were never striving for promotion in the way the world defines it. The world often defines success by titles, recognition, or public achievements. But you, chosen one, are learning that your journey was never about those things. It was never about proving yourself to others or achieving worldly success. The true calling you've been walking toward was always about being revealed for the purpose God created you to fulfill. You were never seeking promotion from the world's perspective. You were seeking revelation. The shift happens when you realize that the things you've endured, the waiting, the silence, the pain, were part of the process of revealing you to the world in God's perfect timing. The burdens you've carried, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you've gained were never about proving your worth. They were about being revealed for who you truly are in God's eyes. It's not about external accolades. It's about the divine purpose that has been steadily unfolding in you all along. As the shift happens, you will find that you are no longer concerned with the validation of others. Your purpose is not defined by the approval or recognition of the world. You are being revealed, not promoted, and that revelation will come at the perfect time when you are ready to step fully into the calling God has set before you. The world will see you for who you truly are, not based on external circumstances or achievements, but based on the strength, wisdom, and resilience that have been built within you through the process of enduring hardship with grace. God's trust in you has always been there, even when you couldn't see it. It has been built in the silence, in the struggles, and in the moments when you felt unseen. Now, as you step into your purpose, you will begin to see how everything you have gone through has prepared you for this moment. The burden you once carried will now be a testament to your strength, your resilience, and the divine trust that God has placed in you. You are no longer walking in survival mode. You are walking in the fullness of your calling, ready to fulfill the divine purpose that has been prepared for you all along. The shift you are experiencing is the moment when the weight of your struggles transforms into the foundation of your purpose. The burdens you carried with patience and endurance have shaped you into the person you are today. And now, as you step into your calling, you will be revealed to the world, not as a person defined by struggle or pain, but as someone who has been divinely prepared for greatness. The world may not have seen you for who you truly are, but God has always known your worth, and He has been guiding you to this moment of revelation. Now is the time to step into your purpose with confidence, knowing that the trust God has placed in you will carry you through every challenge and into the life He has designed for you. Chosen one, as you reflect on your journey, you must embrace the gift of divine trust that has been placed upon you. You are not ordinary, and the trust God has entrusted to you is a rare and sacred gift. This trust was not given lightly. It was earned through the trials and hardships you have faced. Each challenge you endured, each moment of pain you overcame, was part of God's greater plan to refine you, to shape you into someone worthy of carrying this divine trust. The path you have walked was not easy, but it was essential for the preparation of the sacred responsibilities that now lie before you. As you step into the calling God has prepared for you, you will experience a peace that surpasses understanding. This peace is not the absence of struggle or challenge, but the deep, unshakable knowledge that you are walking in God's purpose for your life. It is a peace that will guard your heart and mind, no matter what obstacles you face. The trust God has placed in you will give you the strength and confidence to face any challenge, knowing that you are equipped for what lies ahead. It is a peace that comes from knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that God's hand is upon you every step of the way. This is your moment, chosen one. You have been prepared for something great, and now is the time to rise. Embrace your divine purpose, knowing that God has trusted you with a responsibility that others may never fully understand. Walk confidently in the path He has set before you, and know that with each step, you are fulfilling the sacred calling He has given you. The weight of divine trust is not a burden, but a privilege. It is the key to unlocking the future that God has prepared for you. Step forward in faith and embrace the greatness that awaits you. Heavenly Father, thank you for the sacred trust you have placed in me, for entrusting me with responsibilities that are beyond my own understanding. I am grateful for the strength and endurance you have given me to carry these burdens, knowing that each step has been part of your divine plan. I pray, Lord, that you continue to guide my steps, helping me trust your process and walk confidently in the calling you have set before me. May I always remain faithful to your purpose, knowing that you are with me every step of the way. Grant me peace that surpasses understanding, and the strength to continue carrying the weight of my calling with grace, humility, and unwavering faith. May your presence in my life continue to inspire courage and resilience. In your name I pray. Amen.